Every civilization in human history has searched for better ways to survive, hunt, defend itself, and defeat its enemies. What began with a stone in a prehistoric landscape would eventually become a world of steel, machines, aircraft, computers, and artificial intelligence. This is the story of how weapons changed through history. In the Stone Age, the first weapons were simple. A rock could become a cutting tool. A sharpened stick could become a spear. A club could give a person greater reach and force. These objects were not sophisticated, but they were revolutionary because they extended what the human body could do. Hunters could strike from farther away. Troops could defend their camps. And by deliberately shaping stone and wood, humans began a process that would never really stop. Taking the materials around them and turning them into technology. Then humans learned to work with metal. Bronze was a huge step forward because it could be cast into durable shapes. Spearheads, axes, blades, and other tools became stronger and more consistent. Bronze also encouraged more organized production and trade because the materials used to make it were not available everywhere. As metalworking improved, weapons became part of larger military systems. Warriors could be equipped, trained, and organized into armies. Iron brought another major change. Iron ore was widely available in many regions, and iron could be forged into strong tools and weapons. Over time, iron swords, spearheads, shields, and helmets became common across much of the ancient world. Powerful states could equip larger forces, and armies increasingly relied on discipline, logistics, and organization rather than individual strength alone. The weapon was becoming one part of a complete military system. In the medieval period, technology continued to evolve. Swords remained important, but so did bows, crossbows, maces, axes, and spears. Armor became more sophisticated, and castles transformed the battlefield. A strong fortress could dominate an entire area, so attackers needed specialized siege equipment. Huge machines were built to throw projectiles or attack walls. Cavalry added speed and mobility. The medieval battlefield was a contest between protection, mobility, ranged attacks, and engineering. Then came gunpowder. It spread across Eurasia, transformed warfare. Cannons gave armies new ways to attack fortifications, while early firearms gradually became more useful and reliable. Muskets changed the organization of infantry, and naval cannons turned ships into floating artillery platforms. This was more than the arrival of a new weapon. Gunpowder changed the balance between attack and defense. Walls had to become stronger or be redesigned. Armor became less dominant. Training and logistics changed. Warfare was entering a new technological age. The Industrial Revolution accelerated everything. Factories could manufacture weapons and ammunition on a scale earlier societies could barely imagine. Improvements in metalworking, chemistry, transportation, and engineering produced better rifles, more powerful artillery, and eventually repeating and automatic weapons. Railways allowed armies and supplies to move much faster. Industrial production meant that warfare was no longer limited by what individual craftsmen could build. Technology could now be produced in huge quantities. The First World War showed just how destructive industrial technology could become. Machine guns, heavy artillery, aircraft, tanks and submarines operated alongside enormous armies. The battlefield expanded in every direction. Soldiers faced technology that could strike from land, sea or air. The war also accelerated invention, because nations were competing to solve problems faster than their opponents. Technology and warfare were now locked in a cycle of rapid development. The Second World War pushed that process even further. Tanks became faster and more capable. Aircraft became central to operations over land and sea. Aircraft carriers projected power across oceans. Submarines threatened supply routes. Radar transformed detection and defense. Communications became increasingly important, while rockets demonstrated the potential of technologies that would influence the post-war world. By 1945, warfare had become a global technological system. After the Second World War, the world entered the nuclear age, and then the computer age. The most powerful weapons were no longer simply handheld objects or vehicles. They were parts of enormous systems involving missiles, submarines, aircraft, satellites, computers and communication networks. Nuclear weapons created a new idea: deterrence. A weapon could shape international politics simply because everyone understood the consequences of using it. Modern military technology increasingly depends on information. Satellites can observe the Earth. Sensors can collect huge quantities of data. Aircraft can travel at extraordinary speeds. Drones can operate without a person sitting inside the aircraft. Computer networks have created a new kind of battlefield, where information and infrastructure can be targeted without a traditional frontline. And now artificial intelligence is becoming part of the conversation. Computers can already process information at speeds humans cannot match, which is why AI is being explored for areas such as analysis, navigation, logistics and decision support. At the same time, this raises difficult questions about safety, responsibility and human control. The technology may become more capable, but that does not automatically make the world safer. So where does the story go next? Future military technology may involve more autonomous machines, increasingly sophisticated drones, robotics, advanced sensors, and systems that can operate across land, sea, air, space and cyberspace. But predicting the future is difficult. What is easier to see is the pattern from the past. For thousands of years, weapons have become more powerful because humans have become better at combining materials, engineering, science and information. From a sharpened stone to a networked machine, every step has expanded what people can do. But history leaves us with a final question. Technology can tell us what humans are capable of building. It cannot decide what humans should build, or how that power should be used. The weapons may continue to evolve. The bigger challenge is whether humanity can evolve with them. The evolution of weapons never really stops. What we create shapes the future, and what we choose to do with that power shapes us.